Usyk a tougher fight than Wilder, Tyson?
Usyk?
Yeah.
Hell no. Are you joking?
Little midget beat a bodybuilder. Well, I ain't a bodybuilder, soccer.
If he's a little middleweight, and if he's no good, then easy money.
Boxing fans may finally witness the much-anticipated all-British heavyweight showdown between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Regardless of whether the two fighters emerge victorious in their upcoming bouts, the likelihood of at least one of them suffering a loss is significant, particularly in Fury's case. His Excellency Turki Alalshikh is keen on organizing the Joshua-Fury clash and remains undeterred even if Joshua falls to IBF champion Daniel Dubois on September 21st, or if Fury is defeated in his rematch against WBA, WBC, and WBO champion Alexander Usyk on December 21st. Turki is adamant that the Joshua-Fury fight is one the world wants to see, and he's determined to make it happen. Following their next fights, he plans to extend an offer to the 36-year-old Fury and Joshua, though he's uncertain if they will accept. While there's a strong desire in the UK to see this matchup, it's debatable whether the same can be said globally. Many view Joshua and Fury as aging fighters with padded records and flaws that have been exposed in recent years. Pride is a significant factor for both AJ and Fury, and neither would be comfortable stepping into the ring for a big money fight after suffering defeats. Such losses could take a severe mental toll, particularly if Joshua were to lose to Dubois or if Fury were to be beaten again by Usyk. If Usyk wins rematch with Fury on December 21st, I still want to see Joshua against Tyson if they accept, said Turki Alalshikh to the TalkSport Boxing YouTube channel about wanting to make the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua mega fight. Even if one or both lose their preliminary clashes against Alexander Usyk and Daniel Dubois. In Fury's case, a loss in the rematch with Usyk, especially by knockout, could push him towards retirement, as it would be his second consecutive defeat and a clear indication that Usyk has his number. Joshua, on the other hand, might push for a rematch with the 26-year-old Dubois, believing that a different strategy or a new coach, one who isn't just flattering him, could turn the tide in his favor. To have any chance of success, Joshua would likely need to overhaul his coaching team completely, as sticking with his current setup would be a futile exercise. If Dubois were to knock out Joshua on September 21st, there's a strong possibility he could replicate the feat in a rematch, given his youth and resilience.
مع كل التجارب حقتها زي قرية ماريو.
I will not try to do the third Fury-Usyk fight before having Tyson and Joshua. Turki continued. As a fan, I think it Joshua versus Dubois on September 21st will be a tough fight, but I think Joshua will win. You don't know. This is boxing, especially heavyweights. But I want to see Joshua and Tyson, and the world wants to see Joshua and Tyson. Turki's proposal may sound appealing, but the reality is that Joshua and Fury are unlikely to agree to a fight if they're coming off losses. Their pride wouldn't allow them to enter such a high-profile contest under those circumstances, as doing so would be a bitter pill to swallow for two fighters of their stature. WBO welterweight champion Brian Norman Jr. has explained why he rejected a $1.7 million offer for a unification bout with IBF titleholder Jaron Boots Ennis. According to Norman, his value has changed since capturing a world title, and the offer didn't reflect his current worth in the sport. Many fans on social media argue that Norman should have accepted the offer, given that $1.7 million would have been a career-high payday. It's also likely far more than he'll make defending his title on the undercard of Keyshawn Davis's fight on November 8th. However, Norman's camp, led by his father Brian Norman Sr., sought a $500,000 increase, citing the hometown advantage for Ennis, who would be fighting in Philadelphia. They also pointed to significant deductions, such as Top Rank taking a 25% cut and taxes, reducing the net purse. I will fight anyone. I'm already a world champion. I have already risked a lot and won when I wasn't expected to win. My price is different now. Being a world champion, the business must make sense, said Brian Norman to Boxing Kingdom on X following the collapse of his negotiations with IBF welterweight champion Jaron Boots Ennis. Promoter Eddie Hearn, however, wasn't willing to adjust the initial offer, standing firm at $1.7 million. This stalemate not only impacts Norman Jr., but also Boots Ennis, who now faces a major setback in his quest to unify the welterweight division. Hearn's reluctance to meet Norman's demands could signal broader difficulties in making future matchups, as other champions at 147 pounds may also find the numbers unsatisfactory. For the 23-year-old Norman Jr., the future remains bright if he continues to deliver high-level performances like his commanding victory over Giovanni Santillon on May 18th. Still, it's uncertain whether the display was a one-off or a true indication of his potential. If Norman can consistently replicate that kind of form, he could easily eclipse Boots Ennis in popularity. Many fans are already drawn to Norman's charisma and exciting style, attributes that make him a more marketable figure than the reserved Ennis. In some ways, Norman Sr.'s role in promoting his son mirrors that of Bill Haney with his son, Devin. The elder Norman is vocal and adept at building buzz around his son's career, something that Ennis, unfortunately, lacks in his own camp. Despite his talent, Boots hasn't been able to captivate audiences in the same way, particularly when it comes to interviews and public appearances. Compounding the issue, Hearn's promotional efforts for Boots seem lukewarm at best, while the British promoter can't stop singing the praises of fighters like Anthony Joshua and Shakur Stevenson. Ennis doesn't receive the same level of attention. Many fans believe Hearn's enthusiasm for Boots waned after his July 13th bout against David Evanesian. That fight, which saw Ennis absorb a surprising number of punches from the 35-year-old veteran, failed to generate the excitement needed to solidify Boots as a future superstar. It's even speculated that Hearn is experiencing buyer's remorse over signing Ennis, treating him more like a forgotten toy than a fighter on the cusp of greatness. David Benavidez should be mandated to face WBA regular light heavyweight champion David Morrell next, with the victor earning the right to challenge the winner of the highly anticipated undisputed 175 pounds championship clash between Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol, scheduled for October 12th in Riyadh. Ideally, Benavidez's next step should be to square off against the undefeated Morrell, with the winner moving on to face the Bivol-Beterbiev champion for the ultimate prize, unification of the 4 belts. However, it's highly unlikely that Benavidez would willingly jeopardize his now guaranteed title shot by stepping into the ring with the skillful Morrell and risking a potential defeat. The financial rewards awaiting Benavidez in a future bout against either Beterbiev or Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight crown are astronomical. Nevertheless, if His Excellency Turki Alalshikh, a key figure in the Saudi sports landscape, were to convince Benavidez that facing Morrell first would be in his best interest, there's a possibility he might take the risk. Turki remains the only person with the influence to persuade Benavidez to fight Morrell in what would essentially be a semi-final elimination match. Without such intervention, it's hard to imagine Benavidez voluntarily stepping into such a dangerous fight, especially when a mountain of cash awaits him by facing the winner of the Beterbiev-Bivol showdown. The WBC has inadvertently paved an easy path for Benavidez by sanctioning his last fight, a controversial matchup against the 37-year-old Alexander Gvozdyk, as a contest for the 175 pounds interim title. This bout, held on June 15th in Las Vegas, marked Benavidez's debut at light heavyweight, but it was against an aging opponent who had just returned from a 4-year retirement. Many argued that this fight should never have been for an interim title, considering the circumstances of Gvozdyk's lengthy layoff from 2019 to 2023. Despite his nickname as the Mexican Monster, Benavidez looked anything but monstrous against Gvozdyk, running out of steam after 6 rounds and absorbing significant punishment in the later rounds. From the 7th to the 12th, Gvozdyk landed heavy shots that led many fans to believe the bout should have been scored a 12-round draw. However, the Nevada judges awarded Benavidez a wide decision, much to the dismay of those who saw him struggle at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. This performance raised serious questions about whether Benavidez is truly ready for the next level, particularly in a potential showdown for the undisputed championship against the likes of Beterbiev or Bivol. Based on his showing, many believe that Benavidez would be vulnerable against at least half a dozen contenders in the 175 pounds division and would stand little chance against either the winner or the loser of the Beterbiev versus Bivol contest. Subscribe. Please like and comment. This is very important for the development of the channel. See you later.